We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with MMAT MMTLP Inc. And we're also going to cover what's going on here with MMTLP, Torchlight Preferred Shares, as it's done a complete transition from a rip area to a dip area. And we're going to break down what's going on within the volatility. And we also have a news article to look over when it comes to FINRA, right? We're going to go ahead and break that all down. But MMAT and MMTLP were not the only stocks experiencing volatility today. Also, the SPY, the overall market did as well. And our SPY bot at 10 a.m. sent out a bull indicator. The inflow started to pick up and the inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision. And call options went up 120% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of our growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So MMAT seems to be fighting to hold itself up, while MMTLP, Torchlight Preferred Shares, have been pulling back down to new lows that we have not seen in a while. We're going to break it all down in today's video, but before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity of the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of our growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the first home run was from our Apple bot. Our Apple bot sent out a bull indicator at 10 a.m. From that moment forward, the inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 100% plus within an hour, guys. Our second home run was RENT. We caught this one in the pre-market sitting sideways. We were looking for inflows to pick up, got that bull indicator, full strength there on 42 vision, and hit a highest point of 50% plus, guys. If you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with MMAT MMTLP Inc. doing a complete transition here so far from bright green to red bars. The last piece that's missing is white with red borders, which is what we call the dip area if it was to continue going lower. And if it finds support, it could start transitioning back up to dark green bars or even bright green, right? So if it's your first time here coming across the channel, white with red borders is what we call the dip area, bright green bars is what we call the rip area, and 42 vision allows us to see the dips to the rips and the rips to the dips and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here, and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to the bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with MMAT MMTLP Inc. under the outflows, guys. The outflows crossed yesterday here, as you see it here on Wednesday, the 7th of December. The bear indicator popped up here at 224, and we talked about how these inflows needed to come back up. And guess what happened? It rejected right around that area, getting towards the midpoint, went back to red, continued to pull downwards, and it continued to fall from the 190s all the way down to the 170s. Now it's trying to bounce back up, and it's going to be crucial going into tomorrow, as MMAT seems to have disconnected because it has not fallen as much as MMTLP. And we're going to talk about what has made MMTLP fall so fast. Well, it has to do with this news. Some people were talking about it yesterday, but this came out today. And yesterday, it was very hard to find reputable sources or much more areas talking about this, right? It was just speculation at the time. And it states here, MetaMaterials announces that FINRA has revised corporate action for exchange of Series A preferred. And when you come down here, what this means is that there will be no longer, right, MMTLP as of the 12/13 of 2022. And now that they're going to receive on 12/12 1 share of Nextbridge for every 1 share of MMTLP, and purchases of MMTLP executed after 12/8 will not be received on the distribution. And today is 12/8, which all of that has made the buying pressure actually leave, because now there's a distribution date, a finalization date, and this changes everything, right, of the privatization and everything going on, and that's why things are falling so fast. Now, I used to get a lot of comments, and I love all of you guys that watch my videos. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you taking the time to hear me out, even though this is not financial advice, just my opinion and perspective alone, and me sharing what the charts are showing. A lot of you would state that charts do not matter, that once this goes private, shorts are going to get trapped. Now, some people are speculating that shorts can still get trapped at these levels, but the risk is getting a lot higher because we have not seen 290 since way back here on October 18th, and also here on the 14th, right? So we haven't seen these levels since. So the last time it took for it to run from $2 back up to 7, 8, 10, and even 12, it took all of October going into the end of November to hit those levels. Now, we have been seeing here, not just on the 30-minute, but also on the 1 hour, how there's been a bear indicator since the peak up here at $12, and the outflows have dominated for most of the time here on these charts, right? We've only had 2 inflow crossovers, and that was on the 29th to the 30th. Very weak one, and the most recent one yesterday, and it was losing traction really, really fast going into the end of the day, and outflows crossed again, and we fell from way up here at 7 all the way down to $2. Some people could state that this is just speculation right now. The shorts still have to cover, but right now, the one thing I focus on, and I've always focused on, and I've always stated, I will always focus on charts because they show us the story, when the weakness begins and when the strength begins, no matter if it's a squeeze play, regular play, over the counter, NASDAQ listed, and New York Stock Exchange, wherever it is, penny stock, not a penny stock, blue chip stock or ETF, I'm always going to look at the inflow versus outflow and the bull and bear indicators. And this news has shocked people to make them start going with the FUD, the uncertainty and doubt, and this is going in the favor of the shorts again. So here we are at 290, and what could it do? A dead cat bounce? Well, it's going to be very risky from these levels. If it tries to bounce back up and it doesn't have enough momentum and it doesn't cross the midpoint here and the inflows don't start to pick up, well, it's just a dead cat bounce or momentum trying to pick itself back up, and it's getting close to the dates of finalizing everything, as you saw in that article, and the privatization of Nextbridge, right, with Torchlight preferred shares. So the levels that I'm watching here, if it tries to bounce back up on MMTLP, is 450. To the downside is 250, $2, and to the upside, 450 is the first resistance to try to break through and start pushing up higher, and for these inflows to pick back up here on MMTLP. Now, MMAT has not completely collapsed, because keep in mind, back in October, this came from way down here at 60 to 80 cents to these levels up here, hitting new highs that we have not seen in months or even weeks, right? Back up here in the 250s. So it's trying to hold itself up above 170. I talked about how important that was, and below that 160. We're in the 180s right now, but outflows are dominating, guys. I'm going to be watching if these inflows can pick back up, cross back over the midpoint, because look what happened the last time they crossed over. Back on Tuesday, December 6th, it went from 160s all the way up to 210 when those inflows crossed over with strength. Not guaranteed to make the same move, but something to not overlook and watch closely. And we're under a bear indicator. We want this bear indicator to get canceled with a possible bull indicator to the upside and try to get back over $2, 210, and then above that is the 220 area. These inflows picking up not just on the 30-minute, but also here on the 15-minute as it's trying to cross over. We want it to continue going higher. And then also on the 1 hour chart, we'll be watching here if these inflows can pick back up as they're trying to, right? But it's going to be pivotal and significant if it could cross back over that midpoint. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.